Overnight, they've been obliterated. I came out this morning to check the garden as I do every morning, excitedly seeing what's grown, make sure everything's okay still. Put the tomato flap up so the bees can get in and pollinate. And this morning I went to open the flap on the cucumbers to let the bees in there, and I noticed all the corn has been destroyed. Every single cob. No! I was so proud of this corn, and if you've watched my previous videos, you know the struggle I went through to get these corns germinated probably 2 months ago now, not even that, 6 weeks ago. They grew so fast, they were doing so well, they were the perfect crop, and I was so proud and so happy. And overnight, they've been obliterated. At first I thought it was a possum, and then I thought, well, how can a possum get into this enclosure? It's fully enclosed. That's exactly why we built this enclosure, to keep the possums out, and it was working really well. Then I found a little hole over here on the side. So now I'm thinking a rat has gotten in here, and by the destruction of this corn, it has to be more than one rat. I don't think a rat could do this overnight. I noticed some of my tomatoes that I'd bagged, something had eaten through the bag to get to the tomatoes as well. And I thought that was just a possum, but now I'm thinking it was the rat. And I had 3 peaches on my peach tree that I had bagged, waiting for them to get bigger and ripe so that I could pick them and eat them. And you know how much I enjoyed my first peach from my last video. And something ate through 2 of the bags to get to the peaches. Luckily I double bagged the 3rd one because I didn't want it to get the last peach on the tree. It's still surviving at this stage because it's double bagged, but the other 2 gone. So now I'm thinking it's definitely a rat. The possums don't tend to eat through the bags. They've literally ripped the husks off and eaten all the corn kernels off each cob. Every single cob has been destroyed. And I had about 16 cobs in here, and they were all doing so well. I can't actually believe something destroyed this overnight so quickly. It's just beyond me. And you can see how big these corn cobs have got too. They were like almost 1.5 meters tall. So they were really healthy cobs. So now my dilemma is, what do I do? I need to get rid of these rats because they're going to destroy the whole entire garden. If I don't do something soon, I can either get rat bait, which I don't like to do because in my day job I'm a photographer and I work on a TV show called Wildlife ER, which is based at the RSPCA out at Wacol.
Yeah, he's not breathing. Probably going to need some adrenaline. We can see up to 100 animals in any one day.
There was one season where we were rescuing an owl from a barn, and they suspected that it might have eaten a rat that had been baited, which made the owl sick. The owl survived, luckily, so they weren't sure, but I don't like using rat poison for the fact that if other animals eat the rats, then they're going to get sick. I've tried rat traps in the past and they haven't really worked that well, so if anyone has any ideas out there of humane ways to kill rats, please leave a comment below. I'd love to hear. I think I do remember watching one of the Millennial Gardener's videos about some kind of rat trap that he found that worked really well, so I might try and dig that up and see if I can find that. But yeah, this I have to fix this problem. It's just devastating. The other issue I'm having at the moment are my tomatoes are not looking too good. I've had to cut back so many brown dead leaves off these plants. I'm worried they're actually gonna die. There's quite a bit of fruit on them which I've bagged to keep the fruit flies off and to keep the possums down, and now the rats. So they haven't attacked the tomatoes yet, but probably because they're still not ripe enough. But this heat and the rain is really knocking these tomatoes around, so a bit worried these plants aren't gonna last much longer, unfortunately. But hopefully we can get these tomatoes to size before they die completely. Other news, this chili plant that I got the seeds off Kevin's mum, I thought was a chili plant, is actually a blue butterfly pea. I don't know how. I didn't realize those seeds were pea seeds because I got them out of a pod, but that's a nice surprise. So that's nice and pretty in the garden, getting flowers. I'm loving that. And apparently you can use these flowers for tea. It's supposed to be very anti-aging tea, so I'm gonna give that a try. On a positive note, these tomatoes here are still, haven't been stolen yet by possums or rats. There's a nice bunch of tomatoes there ripening in the sun. So that's good. And some exciting news. There's one rock melon that is getting pretty big. Look at that beauty. I'm really excited about that. At least that's some good news for the week. The rest of the rock melons aren't really germinating. I've been trying to hand germinate them, but it doesn't seem to be working. I don't know if the rain's washing the pollen out of the flowers. See there, that one's like yellow. I'm sure I pollinated that yesterday. There's a few there that I did this morning, so hopefully they'll germinate properly. But it's getting quite big now. The rock melon plant's almost touching in the middle, which is cool. So that's at least one positive thing from the garden this week. If anyone knows what this plant is, can you please let me know? I planted turmeric in this pot months ago and it did nothing, and then all of a sudden this thing popped up. I've never grown turmeric before, so I have no idea what it's supposed to look like. So if anyone can tell me that this is turmeric or if it's something else, it looks like a peace lily to me, but who knows? Leave a comment below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this plant. This is the one surviving peach here that I've double bagged, so fingers crossed that will ripen before anything gets to it. And I got my last peach. Little so I've just moved down here into the shade because it's really hot out there in the sun. We've had such a wet week, haven't been able to do anything in the garden this week. So I don't think I'm gonna regrow any more corn this year. It's too late now. The humidity's here already, the rain's here already. This week was wet all week, and apparently we're in for another really wet, rainy summer, humid, lots of flooding and storms. So last year when I grew my corn, I put it in too late and I had like corn growing on, kernels growing on the tassels, which is weird. I've never seen that before. I don't know if it was the variety or just the weird weather we had last summer, but I think we're gonna have another summer the same this year, so I don't think I'll bother trying to grow any more corn because I don't think it's gonna survive. That's why I'm so upset that I lost this lot of corn, because it was perfect. I got it in nice and early, the cobs were forming, and then the rat came. So that's life. You got to live and learn. That's gardening. There's always something that you've got to try and avoid. So yeah, sorry it's a bit of a downer video this week, but I just want to show you the reality that it's not always perfect. You're not always going to get big, perfect harvests. These things happen, and I want to show you that side of it as well. So thanks for watching if you made it to the end, and I'll see you hopefully for a better video next week. Bye.